Good evening, everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of our coupling organization to Yog Vaashishtha Evening Study Group. नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ के इवनिंग स्टडी ग्रुप के सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ। रोज की तरह हम लोग आज के सत्र की शुरुआत ओम के नाद से करते हैं। लेट अस ऑल क्लोज अवर आइज। एक साधारण सांस अंदर ले और छोड़ दे। एक गहरी लंबी सांस अंदर ले और धीरे धीरे छोड़ दे। गुरुदेव कहते हैं भूतकाल त्याग करने योग्य है। एक गहरी लंबी सांस अंदर ले और सांस को धीरे धीरे छोड़ते छोड़ते भूतकाल का त्याग कर दे। वर्तमान क्षण में आ जाए। यह वर्तमान क्षण नया है। इस नए क्षण का स्वागत ओम के नाद से करते हैं। ओम का नाद करने के लिए एक गहरी लंबी सांस अंदर ले गुरु का आवाहन कर ले। आवाहनम 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 पुनः पुनः गुरु वंदना कर ले। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरु से प्रार्थना कर ले। अपने मुख से निकलने वाले हर एक शब्द हर एक वाणी अपने सारे कर्म एवं विचार अपने बुद्धि के अंदर जागृत होने वाला विवेक अपने स्मृति के अंदर तैयार हो रहे संस्कार और अपने अंदर जो भी अहम का भाव बाकी है वह भी गुरु की प्रेरणा से ही प्रेरित हो, ऐसी प्रार्थना करें। मुक्ति और मोक्ष की राह पे चलने वाले हम लोग यदि इस क्षण गुरु कृपा से मुक्ति का अनुभव करें तो यह उर्वरित जीवन और यहाँ पे किसी कारणवश भक्ति के लिए सेवा के लिए आना भी पड़े तो वह भी जीवन गुरु की प्रेरणा से ही प्रेरित हो, ऐसी प्रार्थना करें। अपने भीतर और बाहर गुरु का सानिध्य महसूस करते हुए धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो. Slowly and gradually you may open your eyes. So रोज की तरह अपने सारे Zoom के पार्टिसिपेंट्स, अपने सारे Facebook के व्यूअर्स और अपने सारे YouTube के व्यूअर्स, इन सभी का भी आज के इस सत्र में स्वागत है. तो रोज की तरह हम लोग आज के सत्र की भी शुरुआत गणपति बाप्पा की आरती से करते हैं. तो जस्ट लेट अस स्टे बैक. आई विल जस्ट स्टार्ट द आरती. सो सुख करता दुख हरता सुख हरता आपके सभी के जीवन में यह सुख लाए, आपके जीवन के सारे दुख हर ले. और इस पाथ पे जो मार्ग पे हम लोग चल पड़े हैं, वहां पे यदि कोई विघ्न आता है तो वह विघ्न भी आपके जीवन से यह विघ्नहर्ता दूर करे. इसी के साथ वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्व कार्येषु सर्वदा. इस श्लोक का पठन करते हुए आज के सत्र की शुरुआत करते हैं. सो इन इवनिंग सेशंस वी यूजुअली कंडक्ट इन इंग्लिश and the morning sessions we conduct in Hindi. So we'll continue this session in English. For same session will be conducted in the morning in Hindi also. So now let us begin. Till yesterday we have seen multiple stories and multiple learnings that we had. Today also we will go through one beautiful story of Indro jo Palna, that is Lavan Raja ki katha. That there is a king called Lavan. So we will go to the story of Lavan Raja now. So here Vaashishtha Muni says, "Hey Rama, this whatever the chitta, that is the mind that appears, or that is the srishti, that universe that appears to us, this is just like an indrajal, that is, it's a maya, it's a mithya, it's an illusion that is created here for us. So to know this, I am going to tell you one story here, that with your fullness of your attention. So there was this place called Uttara Pandav, and in this Uttara Pandav there used to be one king called Lavan Raja. Now he was very sudru, he was very handsome, he had all the possible things that one king can enjoy. He was very intelligent, he was very brave. Oh, he has earned everything. No other king could come in front of him and open his mouth or challenge him. That kind of fame, name he got in his life. And at the same time, he was also walking on the path of the spiritual path. He was doing all his karmas appropriately and walking on the spiritual path. So likewise, once upon a time, he was conducting his darbara. The court was going on, and he was sitting on his sinhasana, and he was listening to the things that is going on in the court. Now suddenly there one person comes and requests to get an admission into the court, and he says that he has got some gift for this Lavan Raja, and he wanted to give that to him. Yeah, and at the same time, he also says that he is a magician, and he would like to show an magic to him. So he comes, the king allowed him. He is also curious, what is it going on? Let me also see that. So king allowed that magician to come into the court. The magician took a permission to show his magic to the king, and king allows to do that. So he said, look, he just, whatever that magic trick that he has in his hand, he will just do something like this, and with the movement of that thing, the king gets completely stand still. No, he goes into some different state of mind. And likewise, after some time, it happens like this, and suddenly they said that there is a the king is completely in that state for some time, and around the entire day passes like that. No, so suddenly after that, the king is just completely shaky, and then he is actually almost getting to fall down. And that point of time, the other mantri and all the other sevaks, they keep hold of him, and suddenly he comes out of his that standstill state. Now he is very frightened. He is in a very devastated state of condition, and he is addressing that Garudi, that magician. What is it that you have done? Oh, I have experienced such a blunt thing now, and what is it that you have done? While talking all these things, suddenly that particular magician disappeared from there, and now this king is now addressing all the people in the court. He said that, oh my God, what was this person? What is it that they did to me? This is what happened to me. And now he's telling the entire thing that he has seen or he has experienced in that just one day of period. So he explains that after this, what I saw is that this particular man has brought a very nice and very dashta-pushta, very chapal, no, horse for me, very active horse for me. No? So once that horse comes, but just by looking at that horse, my mind got completely captivated, and even I also wanted to take a ride of that horse, and ultimately I took a ride, and after that, I don't know what happened. This horse just kept on running and running and running, and it was not stopping at all. After sometime it happens to enter into one forest where there are so many big trees and lot of long grass is there. But despite of that, this horse did not wanted to stop. It was just kept on running. So now what this king does, he just took a jump. He just get hold of a branch there, and that let that horse go, and that horse also kept on running, and it disappears. Now walking in this forest, the king Lavan Raja happens to get very tired, and by that time even the sun is also set. So considering all the terrible terror that could happen because the wild animals, he happens to get a hold of one tree where he had a place to sit. No? So he goes and sit in that particular place and spends it entire night in complete fear. He cannot sleep, and he just spent his completely night in a sleepless night. And he's just thinking, what is it that I have done to experience this in life? So like this, only in this same thought process, he happens to wake up early in the morning. Not wake up also, he's just already awake, but he happens to see that there is a sunlight that is coming up, and it is a dawn and the sun is rising up. So he gets out of that tree and then starts searching for here and there. He did not eat the whole day yesterday, and that's why he is feeling very, very hungry. So now he is searching for the food. Nobody seems to be there. There are no human race to be found there. So he just keep on wandering here and there, and finally he is surprised. There is one lady who is coming up with the water pot on her head, and she is also carrying some food with her. Looking at her now, King Lavana Raja goes to her and he begged for the food. He says that, look, I am very, very hungry. If you give me some food, you will get some good karma. You can do this good karma in your life, and you can give little bit of food and give water to me. She doesn't seem to be listening. He kept on following her. Finally, he reaches to the one point where she stops, and then she starts talking to him that she has, look, by your dress, you look like you are from a very royal family. Why is that you are asking me something? And you are not going to get anything out of this. Whatever that if you have to want half of this, because this is for my father and he is waiting for me, I cannot share this with you. So if you want something out of it, you will have to pay for that. You will have to marry me. So in that state when he is completely hungry and helpless, without even be willing to do that, he actually agrees for whatever she says, and then he gives the promise that, okay, I'll marry to you. Please give me the food. Then she shares half of the food with him, give a little bit of water to him, and finally both of them then go to meet that father-in-law, her father, his father-in-law, and that is where then that father-in-law, they hear the story of them, and he looks at him, such a handsome, probably a king, somebody which is very wealthy person. He will be there, and my daughter, it's a boon for my daughter to have such an husband. He becomes very happy. So he gives a permission for them to marriage and takes them to their home. Now looking at the scene over there, this Lavan Raja is very, very terrified, because these are the people who are staying in the jungle, and their routine is to kill all the animals, kill all the birds, and kill all the other animals, and even go to the fish and bring the fisherman's kind of thing. And they are all expert in that. That is what their food is. That is what their lifestyle is. So likewise, so that all these things is there in the room, and he sees all that and he doesn't like it, because as he comes from the royal family, he has never experienced all these kind of things in his life. So despite of that, whatever is been given to him, he happens to eat that, and while eating that, he thinks, what is that bad karma, that bad deeds I did in my life, that I have to go through this, I have to go through this, I have to eat this. Wait, I never would have thought in my life to even eat this. So all the non-vegetarian food and all this is served to him, and he becomes very, very sad. But as he has given a promise, ultimately both of them gets married. And the story continues that just like the normal routine, they also get kids. The kids are not that great. No, they are also on the same path. They are also doing the same thing, and likewise they get 4 kids. So likewise, he also becomes just like them, one among them. Whatever daily routine is also becomes his daily routine, and likewise, so many years passes by. So he almost spent 60 years like this, in that same thing, doing the same routine. And one fine day, they see that um, there is something going to happen. They give up symptoms out of that. So probably the akal, the dushkal is what is said, that will going to come, and they are not going to get any food. They are not going to get, everything will be dried out. There will not be any water. No, such a natural calamity had to come there. And that is what exactly happens. The natural calamity finally comes, and there is no water to drink, and there is no food to drink, eat, and all that situation happens. And one fine day, he observes that the people are ready to kill one each other. And by looking at this condition, he leaves behind his father-in-law and his mother-in-law there itself, and then he happened to run away along with wife and the kids. So when they are walking, all of them are feeling very tired. They did not had any food from couple of days, and now the kids have started striving, and they have started asking for the food. Now this is the son, which is the elder son, which is called Pritchak. He is continuously after Dada, that give me something, give me something. I am really, really hungry. So now getting frustrated of the to finish that his pain and his own pain also, let us finish it at once. Which says that no problem, I'll you offer my flesh. So I'll put myself in the fire. Whatever the flesh comes out of that, you eat that flesh. So by hearing this, the son also gets ready for that, the kind of sanskara that he has, the daily routine that he has been gone through. He said, it's okay, no problem, no problem. You go, you yourself give me the flesh. I am very hungry. I'm very hungry. By hearing this um, King Lavan Raja becomes very sad, very, very sad. That what is it that I have done? Look at this condition. My own son, who was such a beloved son to me, I used to love him so much. Now he's ready to eat me. He doesn't bother that I will die or what will be with me. But he's just thinking about himself only. So looking at this, he becomes very sad, and then ultimately he is a father. He goes and collects some wood, and he's almost burned the fire and about to enter into the fire. The way he just goes and do that action, he feels like that now he's entering into the fire. Suddenly he opens up his eyes and he finds himself in the court, the royal court. And looking at this condition, they'll just look at that Garudi, that magician, he suddenly disappears. Now looking at this particular condition, all the court people, the mantris and all that, they said that we don't think that magician was just a normal magician. Otherwise, he would have asked for the money. He did not do any such things. So definitely this is some divine thing that has went behind this. Because of that only this has happened. Something has to be there. This particular king probably have to go through this kind of experience in his life. Because of that only he has come across this condition in his life. So they keep on expressing all such things. They keep on talking, brainstorming what could have happened, what could not have happened, and how come it just in one day, how come this king, he has experienced the 60 years of pain, such a pain in his life. And here Vashishtha Muni tells Rama, hey Rama, I was present in that court. So the way I have told you that 3 princes, when they were listening to something which is impossible story, that was a story, but this is not the story. This is the real fact, which even I have witnessed in happening in front of me. So this is the story continues. By saying this, he says that it is worth thinking about this story and how just by different thought process, how a man's mind can actually go through and experience different things in life. So this is worth knowing this, no? So despite of all these things can happen, this kalpana and all this mind, it cannot fully cover your self, no, but it just we just tend to forget that self and we get stuck into all these little bit small things. Having explaining that the 32 number chapter completes here, and the next chapter continues where they say that we need to really go into the details of this mind. Now the chapter is essentially because of this Lavan Raja, the story of Lavan Raja, we'll have to get more detailed into details of this mind and its nature. And that is what continue in the next chapter also. We'll see a little bit of that today and then we'll see the remaining tomorrow. So here they say that this this mind itself is the human, Manushya, but this body is not the human. So when we say that this body is not the human but the mind is the human, what do we mean? That is this body does anything, or it is the mind which gets things done through this body through the five senses? So Vaashishtha Muni says that all the other things that appears in this mind, be it the fear and non-fear, be it near far, be it enemy and friend, be it good or bad, all these different kalpanas, imaginations which are there, they are all being carried out or experienced or expressed by the mind. It just uses this deha, this body, just to express that. So because of that, we cannot call this body as a Purusha. It is the mind which is the Purusha. Purusha means here male, female, both of them. No, you cannot address just this body as Purusha, but whenever you say that Purusha, it is the mind. So when we say that the Purusharth has to be done, it has to be done by your mind itself. So it is this mind which connects the body and the Chetan. Something which is inertia, the Deha, subtle grassroot Deha, and the Chetan, the subtle. So this mind connects to them, both of them. It touches the both the its two end touches this two aspect, and it itself takes the two forms also. No, that it becomes the Chetan when it drops, it dissolves, and then it becomes the grass when it attracts towards the Vishayas, the Chaitya. No, the five senses and its attractions. So we need to do complete. We have to keep on completely putting our effort to not get influenced by this mind and get into the illusions in our life. That happens, it is called as mood. Mood means the one which is entangled into all these things, not self-aware, is called that jada, that inertia. That tamogun is very vital there. It is completely taken over that person. And when we say that this body and this thing is nitishta, means it particularly doesn't any such feeling, it is just incomplete a chetan root. It is called as preta. Preta means the dead body kind of thing. So when the mind is not there, it is just like your dead body. So they said whatever is there, all the five senses that we see, your eyes, your nose, your ears, your mouth, and all these things, even your tongue and all this, what are the five senses? It is actually mind itself is taking the form of all these different events. So that is only his experience. So when we say that somebody is seeing something, somebody is listening something, somebody is talking something, somebody is doing some action, it is the mind which gets it done through all those indriyas, all the vishayas, and the experience of that, it is being experienced only by your mind and mind only. All the other things also, the mandala, akash, vayu, your space, your earth, your air, and all these other things also, because using that Pancha Mahabhut, using all these five elements, whatever the matter that is created, it is also in the mind. It is the manonirmit. It is created by the mind itself. So if the one who is able to win this man, no, we always say no, there is a Indrajit. Indrajit is one who has have a self control on him, the one who has say over the senses. But in reality, it is not controlling Indriya, it is not controlling your senses, because the senses in itself doesn't do anything. It is the mind which does. So if you'd like to win, who you need to win? It is the mind. So the one who wins the mind, the one who is able to dissolve this mind, the one who is able to experience the state of never mind, no mind, a man, it is that one which is worth calling a Purusha. It is that Purusha, that being calling the Purusha, who has say over the one, who has had a complete control over the mind. No? So this mind also experiences multiple states such as Jagruta Avastha, Supna Avastha, Sushupti Avastha, multiple Avastha. We have spoken about it even last time also. So it is just like that same water which takes the form of the flowing water, it takes the form of the um, just one drop of water, the same water, it takes the different state, no, ice or the sea on this state. It is just like that same, in the same manner, the mind also takes these different forms. So that is how this entire thing continues. The details of that we will go through it one more time tomorrow, and we'll see few more details also tomorrow. So with that note, I'd like to pause my words here. I'd like to hand over these sessions to all of you. If you have any question, you are welcome to ask. If you want to express something related to this story, that what story we have seen, what are your takeaways, what are your learning from this story, you are welcome to do that also. Over to you. Jai Gurudev. Unmute option is already given. You'll be able to unmute yourself on your own and you can speak. If there are no questions, we'll open the session for sharing. So if you'd like to share a few words about today's session, unmute yourself and share. Today we have Sachinji also with us. Sangeeta ji, would you like to begin?
Let Sachinji go on. Yeah, let Sachinji take over.
Sure. Yes, Sachin, you can continue.
Yes.
I don't have much work today. So I think for so many days we are just listening all these stories, all this knowledge. So I think now we need to practice it. It is now time to practice it and to remain in that knowledge. It is just like I think these scriptures are like a letter of your father. Once you get the gist of it, once you understand the message, now you need to act upon it. Otherwise, if you keep on just reading the letter again and again, there is no point. Once you understand the message, because only through experience you will get that peace of mind. Just saying, say, gulab jam, you won't understand the taste of it. So let us experience this first by doing our sadhana, our whatever our guru has given us. So I think that will really give you peace of mind. And of course, because we cannot remain in that sadhana for 24 hours, the scriptures are just, I think, is a helping so that we remain attached to that supreme knowledge. So these scriptures will just binds us and reminds us that yes, it just reminds us our supreme goal, and we should do our sadhana. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much sharing for that nice sharing, that whatever we hear, whatever we learn, whatever we read, if we do not do that nididhyasa, then it's just in vain. Probably this thought process is coming out of Sachin's words, is because Sachin is attending all these sessions from a long while. Probably in our viewers or in our group, there could be some new people who probably were hearing this first time. No? So we are addressing them. Whatever that we have gone through, it is also our duty to share with everyone. So we are sharing. And the aspect that Sachinji have brought into picture, if you'd like to see the Yog Vaashishtha in action, so do it through your sadhana. Where we can get to learn the sadhana, you can join the Art of Living courses. This is exactly where you will get to learn how to do this sadhana. We have the programs like wellness program, we have programs like happiness program, where you'll get to learn all the techniques such as yoga, pranayam, meditation, sudarshan kriya, and then there'll be advanced level programs also. The advanced meditation program, the Sayyam is there, Guru Puja is there, Samadhi is there. Multiple 57 such programs are designed by Gurudev, and it is worth experiencing that in life to see the Yog Vaashishtha practical in nature, no? The practical wisdom of Yog Vaashishtha in reality. How to implement that in our life is something which we can get to learn in Art of Living. So thanks for bringing that point, Sachinji, one more time, emphasizing that it is very, very important for us to implement this knowledge in our life. Amazing. Sagitaji, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you very much, Someshwarji. And for such a beautiful story, the way you said it, it was wonderful. And we could get it, ki, mind has, just as an actor plays all the different roles, he is able to portray himself in the character of different personalities. The mind is able to create a different state of consciousness, like waking and dreaming. So it is the mysterious, that how mysterious the mind is makes that King Lavanya feel that he is primitive and a tribe man. This is actually, he went into the dream, isn't it? And the mind experiences what itself constructs. And the mind is nothing but what has been put together by the thoughts. So again, it is all that, those thoughts which are put together. Knowing this, then what we do, we go ahead. That is what Lavanya's story is all about. He started dreaming that he's in the forest, he's, marrying a tribal woman, and he's looking after, he has 4 children, and then he's looking after that, and he's slogging away, giving them food and all, going and cutting the grass, and also that went on. He started dreaming all this. Being a king, he was a king, and where he reached. So all his thoughts again. So again, it is the mind that has been seen here, and we have to work on that. The thought comes as a seed in the mind, as a, it's a movement in the consciousness, and that movement comes into the mind, and then that action, that thought takes that mind as the body to complete that action, to complete that fruit, and mind goes to the body. The body with those 5 senses, mind takes over that and drives that body there to take that pleasure, to take that, whatever it wants, to fulfill the desires. So it's the desire that comes inside first. So that's what it is all about. So let us have that microscopic view within us, have the introspective tonight. And as Sachinji said, he also said wonderfully, it is the time to work on ourselves. So that is what it is. With that note, I would like to end over. Thank you very much. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you so much, Sangeeta ji. Jai Gurudev. So that was the story. So what are the takeaways from this story? Ponder upon that. There will be multiple angles that will come. Actually, today we did not discuss that. So tomorrow we'll discuss it. All the angles that we are learning from this story is covered in the next chapter. So we have seen some certain details of that, but the details that will go tomorrow. It's not just a mere story. Here Vasishtha Muni is emphasizing while concluding a story that don't think this as mere a story, which I told you earlier. The one that was the princess story, how this princess goes here and there, and then they just see something which is very impossible in nature. He's telling that this was the truth. I myself was present over there when this has happened. It has happened in front of me. So this is not just a story. There is a lot of hidden things, takeaways from it. So keep pondering till we come tomorrow, till we meet tomorrow. Ponder upon this, and then probably tomorrow we can see whatever we thought our takeaways. Are those the same takeaway when Vasishtha Muni is telling? That will be the homework for us. With that note, we'll take a pause here. Anybody else wants to say something? Dr. Rita, Vrishali, Savitaji. You can unmute yourself. Yeah, unmute option is already available. If not, then we'll take a pause here. आज के इस सत्र को हम लोग यहीं पे समापन करते हैं. पुनः एक बार कल मिलने के लिए. जय गुरुदेव. हाँ, Dr. Rita, would you like to say something?
I'd like to add that the Yog Vaashishtha second time from Swami Omkar ji, and he told a very, very, very strange story in the last sentence. Few lines I can tell. You know, once the Agastya Muni went into the jungle, and it was night, so he found a kutia there, jhopdi, and he went inside. He saw a body, just left his this thing. The soul just has left the body, and what he saw in the night, at the midnight, that there was some soul coming and eating the body parts. Then when he ate, and then it went away. The soul went away, and the body became like the same. And when it came on the third day, then he asked that soul, "What is this?" So the soul told that I was given punishment because I did everything in this lifetime for myself only, for my things, for my bacha and everything. So ये और जब भी अगस्त्य मुनि आएंगे तो वो अगर आपका कुछ उपहार ले लेंगे तो आपको मुक्ति मिल जाएगी. And it was Agastya Muni ji himself, and उन्होंने कुछ दिया ऐसे. He was Devdut, that soul was, and he gave him the fire, and he took. It was not matter. It did not matter to him whether it is something. And वो उनको मुक्ति हुई. So the soul की मुक्ति हुई. He was eating the body part. It was very strange story. It has impression in our minds, told by Swami ji. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing that story. With that small little story from Dr. Rita, आज का सेशन हम लोग यहीं पे समाप्त करते हैं. जय गुरुदेव.
जय गुरुदेव.